Hi, so I was just thinking what moments in my life have been very inspirational in terms of guitar playing. And there's really two that stand out. There's quite a lot that I can think of, but there's two in particular that really stand out. And I want to know yours as well, so please tell me in the comments. So the two that stand out are ones that both happened around the same time. I think when I was about 12 years old. One thing that happened then, which is coming up for like an anniversary of that, it's coming up next month. It's going to be the 40th anniversary of this, was a thing called Live Aid, which you probably know about. If you don't, it's very easy to find out about that, and I'm going to do another video actually talking about Live Aid. So I was lucky enough to go to Live Aid, and I played guitar. I played guitar for several years by then. What was it? Four or five maybe. And I think I was just getting into playing electric guitar at that point, maybe just started electric guitar. And I went to Live Aid, and the reason I wanted to go to Live Aid was because I knew Paul McCartney was playing, and even then I was a big Beatles fan, I still am, and I wanted to see Paul McCartney. And so me and my dad went to Live Aid, and he was able to get tickets, and it was because Paul McCartney was playing. And obviously there were loads of brilliant bands on. Queen, as everyone knows, kind of stole the show a bit, and they were brilliant. Lots of good things. I'm going to talk about that more in another video. But for me, the thing that really had the biggest impact on me was seeing Dire Straits, and in particular Mark Knopfler. Now, I'd never heard of Dire Straits at this time, which sounds funny. You think 1985, surely everyone knew who Dire Straits were, but I was only 12, and I just didn't know about them until I saw them live playing, and Mark Knopfler's playing just completely blew me away, and still does. But that day I can still remember it, watching Live Aid, watching Dire Straits. Amazing. Mark Knopfler, just absolutely brilliant. So that was probably the number one kind of guitar inspirational moment, I would say. But something that's very, very close second, or maybe joint for me, is the first time I heard Red House by Jimi Hendrix. And I can remember this. I won't bore you with the details, but I can remember exactly where I was and the circumstances and how I ended up being where I was and listening to that song. And yeah, that completely blew me away as well, and that still does too, even more so than Dire Straits. You know, if I listen to Red House, and there's two versions of Red House that were recorded. I think one might have been on an American release, and one was a UK one. I'm not sure, but there's two versions, and there's one in particular that I prefer, and it is just the best blues playing you're ever going to hear, I think. People don't think of Jimi Hendrix as a blues player that much, but he was an amazing blues player. And that Red House is just sublime kind of blues, electric blues playing, really, really brilliant. And I still don't get bored of listening to that. I still listen to that quite a lot now. So those are, for me, are probably the top two kind of inspirational guitar moments. But there are lots of others I can think of, but I just wanted to think what's the number one, and it's definitely one of those two, probably the Dire Straits at Live Aid. But please tell me yours. Just put in the comments, you know, what's the most inspiring guitar thing that's happened to you. Okay, and click like if you found this likeable, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, great, thanks.